Aloha friends, welcome to my channel for those of you who have not been here before, and welcome back to those of you who have. Tonight, Spirit came to me with a request for this reading. So I have just cleared the cards and their energies so that I can channel for whatever wants to come through. But they want me to drop you into your body and ground you before this reading begins. So you can just close down your eyes and just start to wiggle out your shoulders. Allow some movement to flow through your chest, maybe down into your hips, the legs, flexing the ankles, moving the toes, just really feeling into the body. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on in Earth Realm right now, and there are a lot of things that may be hard to comprehend, and Spirit just wants me to remind you that everything is happening for us and not to us. So even though it may feel dense, it may feel dark, it may feel devastating, it really is getting us to tap back into community and love and unity and hope and faith, and really trusting in a higher power, trusting that everything is happening for us and that there's a reason behind it all. Even if we think things are evil, I'm sure you've been down some rabbit holes. So even though we know, the evils of the world, understanding that too, when we pull back and see it from a higher level, a higher perspective, that too is happening for us. It's happening for the rising consciousness. It's happening to sometimes to make things so ridiculous that it brings us back into the love and the communities that that we had in ancient times. A lot of times when I have a hard time comprehending something or really understanding it, I go back to what it would be like in ancient times. And everything in that time really feels so simple, so simple. And so peeling back the layers, unlearning everything that we've learned, knowing that even the darkness has its place, and then being able to hold space to ground into our bodies, to fill these beautiful vessels that carry our magnificent souls. Yes, very loving, grounding, nurturing energy from Mama Earth. Right, and we're ready to go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna shuffle these as we go, and oh wow, we'll see what wants to come out. Okay. Right. And they said one more to start off with, and we'll go from there. So let's get, Spirit. I know there are a lot of guides that are coming to my guides right now to deliver messages. And I'm going to start doing these more frequently so I can get more messages out. But we just need one more card, Spirit. Just one more card to show us what is to come in the following days. What energies are we going to be shifting through in the following days? All right, let's clear. And time. What message needs to come through for anyone watching this video in the next few days after they see this? Oh, okay. Yes, lots of guides coming through. I will give all of the guides a chance to speak. Is there a card in here that we want? Yes. Okay. All right. So right off, we have the Two of Water, the Emotions card, which is a major arcana in this deck, and the Five of Water in reverse. And what I'm feeling from the energy that's coming through for this reading, okay, there's going to be a few readings in this. What I'm feeling for this is that there's a new love, a new joy, a new happiness coming in for you. Something that has been in creation for a very long time. It feels, time has been so... time obviously is not linear, and with all of the timelines either, merging or dropping off and creating the best and most productive and highest timeline for ourselves, it may feel like this has taken a very long time to come into fruition. But they're showing you this card, and it's such a beautiful card. They're showing you this card to show you that everything is coming into harmony, that there's a lot that needed to flow through and be cleared out so that this could be more of like an inner awakening to how powerful and how strong you are. So those of you who feel like, you've been through a lot, or you've been growing through more this, in the past few months than you have any other time. And this reading is timeless. So whenever you come across this reading, it's for you. But for those of you who feel like you've been growing through a lot, it's saying that there were so many pieces that needed to come together so that this could have a really solid, strong foundation. And it's finally at that point where it feels really strong. So with that, what's happening when these alignments happen, right? These alignments that get us into a higher level of consciousness, that help us grow, that bring us into unity and love and wholeness. When these alignments happen, there's a lot that needs to surface in that time in regards to emotions. And what they're showing is that, and I'll show these together because this card, the Five of Water, is like, when you see it right side up, she's turning inward. She's really not seeing all the beautiful and brightness that's going on around her, and it's her outline is very dark. And they're showing it in reverse because they're saying that you're coming out of a space of victim mentality. You're coming out of a space of feeling like things were happening to you, or things were not happening fast enough, or you were having a hard time processing through things, and maybe even having a hard time trusting them hearing. And you're standing now in this light of being, they want me to rephrase the word, so of honoring your emotions, letting yourself feel through whatever you need to feel through so that you can rise into, the light and the higher consciousness levels. But in order to do that, you've got to feel through a whole bunch of stuff. And what's been coming up collectively is not just on a solo journey level. It's been really for humanity, and deep ancestry healing. So, okay, they said to go ahead and put these to the side. And then we're going to take some other cards because there was a lot that wanted to come out tonight. So let's see what the next... Okay, so they said there's going to be 3 separate readings. And then they're all going to tie together at the end. So let's see what else wants to come out. 1... Yeah, there's so many spirit guides here right now. I can feel the energy. It's really high. And lots of them just want to get their message heard. So everyone will be heard. Let's go ahead and get the second and third card for this second reading, please. Okay. And the last one. Yes, I hear you. I want them to see it, so. Interesting, the music cut out too. It's like there's so much energy in here that they're really wanting the focus to be even on the shuffling and feeling the energy in the space. So let's see what we have. Okay, so lots of red, yellow, orange. It's really balancing out the lower chakra system. So balancing out through, they want me to move the cards. So balancing, through the lower chakras, through the root chakra of protection and safety and feeling grounded and rooted. And then moving up through the sacral chakra of creation and expression and sexuality. Can you go further on that, Spirit, please? Okay, they're saying in a sense of knowing exactly who you are and standing in that power. So it's okay, thank you. It's the passionate and sexual energy that gives you the drive to really light up the solar plexus and stand in your power. I believe that's why probably like Tantra practices are so sacred and so strong when you're doing them correctly, and also why I feel like the Tantra community has got a bad rep because, following along with what's happened over the last, definitely over the last 100 years, but obviously farther along than that, there's been such a big shift in humanity to believe things that would keep us down. And so, over the overuse of sexuality or the misconduct that came with it really shifted that. And so they're saying if you shift back to where you're in your power and in your very connected to that sacral energetic creation space, then it really lights up through the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is where you find your self-esteem and really the love for yourself and your inner shine. And so that's the balancing that has happened recently with this pile. And because of it, you have some really big gifts coming your way. They're pointing out the butterfly there, the golden butterfly around her neck. And so the transformation that's coming, it's a really big transformation. And they said it wasn't an accident that it's right underneath this honey calcite, because you're going to get to start to enjoy the sweets in life. You're going to start to see things shift on a whole different level. But they're also wanting me to express the amount of patience that it takes with the timeline shifts right now, because the timeline shifts are a little crazy. They're all over the place, and You can jump on one timeline and instantly it can shift and you can jump into another timeline. So just being patient, keeping yourself, really in this space of lower, balancing the lower chakra energies where you're safe and protected and creative and passionate and being able to step into your inner power and your courage. So this is the pile 2. And then we have one more. So let's go ahead and see what else they want to say. The energy that came in was very soft, very loving. I feel like there's a lot of passed on loved ones here right now. Really just thank you, wanting to let you all know that they are helping on so many levels with what's going on down here. And at any time you can reach out to them and you can speak with them. And a lot of them, okay, thank you. They're telling me that a lot of them are trying to connect. And those of you that they've been trying to connect with, it's like, this is happening, but it's so frequent, or their messages are so loud that it's almost too good to be true, and you're doubting it. So they're telling you, don't doubt. They're here to help. They've been around. They've been really nurturing and being there for us through this time. So let's see what the last card is here. It's like there's so many guides. That's why the cards are not popping out as quickly as they normally do tonight, because there's so much energy in here right now. The top one or the bottom? The bottom. Okay, thank you. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Okay. All right, so this one, they're really highlighting this journey into, they're saying the wild feminine, into like this era of really stepping into who you are authentically, and really not caring at all what other people think, what they say. And I know for me, what it brings up for me is like, I feel like when I am authentic and I speak my truth, there's a lot of censorship out there, and I feel like I am constantly getting censored, and it can be discouraging being censored sometimes, because our energy is so strong and because we stand so much in our light. But they're saying that we've been on this journey, on this path for so long, and we have a deep understanding that without one, we couldn't have the other, right? Without the darkness, we wouldn't have as much gratitude for the light, right? And vice versa. Like, we really do need the darkness as well. And so it's a balancing out that we've really been working on. And this journey has brought us into this transition of really activating the wild feminine within and stepping into that crone-like energy, the energy of, I always feel like the crone energy is like a wise maiden. Like, it can be fun and energetic and playful and super creative. However, there's a wisdom that comes with it. There's the knowledge and the backing of what we've been through in our lives to be able to get to this point. And so what they're saying is, in this energy right now, you have the power to create whatever it is that you want. So set your target, really get in tune with what it is that you want, and actively work towards that every single day. So, if you want to get out of a corporate job position, What do you want to do besides that? Do you want to, have your own business? Do you want to work freelance? Do you want to, what exactly do you want to do? Do you want to not work? Do you want to call in a divine partner and, you know, get into a space where you don't have to work? What is it that you actually want to do with your life? You have the power right now in this wild feminine energy to really pinpoint exactly what it is that you want. And then they're like showing me full force energy ahead to be able to tap into that and really and really own it, is what they're saying. Like, own your authenticity and call in everything that you've ever wanted and more, and they're reminding us to leave the door open, because a lot of times people will say, oh, I want, this, and you make a list. And what they're saying is that not to cut it off at that list. Leave it open for some adventure, for some play, for some extra things to come through. It's going to be a really powerful next few days for you in this energy. So also be mindful in this energy. When you're in that creation energy and it's so strong, you really got to know where you're creating from. Are you creating from the dark? Are you creating from the light? Are you wanting to, create something that works with the shadow? Are you wanting to create something that works with the light? And how are you going to bring those together? So really be mindful of your thoughts and your words and what you're creating in your everyday life. I spoke with someone recently, and as they were talking, instantly, I felt I had to stop them from talking, and I've never done that before. I usually will just sit back and let people be. And this is the first time that I actually stopped them, and I said, you realize that you're creating karma right now, that what you're putting out there is going to come back to you. So if you feel like you're in a place where you have had to go through a lot, decide what it is that you want, and then be mindful of what you're doing to create that. And I don't mean just like making a list or, having an AM ritual or, using affirmations or any of that, but actually, what actions are you taking and what thoughts are you processing through your head, and what are you doing with your time? What are you consuming? I have this note on my phone that I see every day, and it says, what are you consuming? What are you nourishing your body with? What are you nourishing your mind with? What are you doing to nourish the emotions that come up and want to be felt through you? So be really mindful of that. So I'm going to just put these out so you can still see them. So we have the union coming in, and not just union. They're saying it was bliss, happiness, joy, abundance. That's really what this harmony and unity is bringing in. And coming out of that victim mentality, being able to process through your emotions and stand in your light. And then on this side, we had the balancing of the sacral, the solar plexus, and the root chakra energies, really grounding into your body. And then coming into this transformational gift, really a soul shift for you. Okay, and then we're going to do a couple more cards before we close out to just bring it all together. So, see, that was fast. What messages do you have? Spirit guides, passed on loved ones, ancestors, angels. What messages, what last messages do you have for anyone watching this to get through the next several days? What last messages do you have? If you want. Yep. All right. Okay, do we want both of them? No. Got it. Okay. So collectively, humanity is growing through this unlearning process, this letting go, this opening and expanding our hearts and our minds to levels that we have not done, that we have not opened them to before in this earth realm. So, really, this came through the other day in one of my client readings was, it's really easy to learn something, to memorize, to take notes, to even just like there's giving me the example of like something so simple like creating a song to sing your alphabet and learn your letters, like preschool, kindergarten type stuff. The hard part is when you've had years and years and years of indoctrination and learning false things to hold humanity down, and now we're going back and having to unlearn all of that. So there's just this portal of energy that's open right now for the unlearning to take place, and that's really part of what we're seeing in the destruction of systems that haven't worked. So this portal, thank you Spirit, they're saying that this portal is going to be open for quite some time. I'm hearing actually years, which again, take that however you'd like based on timelines. It could be, a month could feel like a year right now. But there's this reconnection between heaven and earth, this reconnection between Father Sky and Mama Earth that's coming back together and really bringing everything back into complete harmony. And in that space, as we rise in consciousness and we get closer to God's source, creator, energy, everything that we could have ever wanted comes into fruition. And we get this beautiful gift of really, they're saying like the most beautiful gift we can get is just to be. To just be, right? Not have to do, not have to hustle, not have to stress, not have to go through all of the things that the Industrial Revolution brought on, and really just be and not have to have any worry or any guilt or any shame or anyone to forgive. That's, the new earth energy that we're rising into. So again, all of this portal of unlearning is going to be open for a long while. In that time, it's the balancing and bringing back unity to earth, to the animals, to the plants, to mankind, to everything in creation. And then gifting the light and the love and the harmony of the higher realms. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you all have a wonderful few days ahead of you, and I will definitely tap back in soon. Thank you.